The indigenous invention I chose is the toboggan. It was developed by indigenous peoples living in the subarctic regions of North America, especially groups like the Algonquian, Cree, and Innu. These communities lived in areas with long winters and deep snow, so they needed a way to move supplies across easily. The word toboggan actually comes from the Algonquian word Otoboggan, which means flat sled. Traditionally, toboggans were usually made from thin pieces of wood like birch. The front of the sled was bent upward so it could guide smoothly across the snow. People would pull the toboggan behind them using ropes or straps. Toboggans were usually used to carry food, hunting equipment, firewood, and other supplies during winter travel. Because winter travel could be very difficult, the toboggan became an important tool that helped indigenous communities survive and move across snowy environments. Toboggans have existed for hundreds of years, long before Europeans arrived in North America. As I previously said, they were especially useful during winter hunting trips or when communities needed to move between camps. Because snow covered the ground for long periods of time, having a reliable way to move supplies was very important. The sleds were built using materials found in the surrounding environment, such as birch and wood plant fibers used for tying the pieces together. Over time, the design proved so effective that European settlers adopted it while traveling in northern areas. As technology changed, modern versions began to appear using plastic and metal, especially for recreation. Even with these changes, the overall design still reflects the original indigenous invention. For many indigenous communities today, the toboggan is still connected to traditional knowledge and cultural practices. In northern regions, where winters are long and harsh, sleds based on the toboggan design are still useful for hauling supplies, hunting equipment, and materials across snow-covered land. In some areas, they are used alongside snowmobiles, but the basic design is very similar to the original version. The toboggan also represents knowledge that has been passed down through generations. Learning how to build one involves the understanding of the environment, including what type of wood works best and how to bend and shape them properly. These skills are often taught by elders and family members, which help keep the traditions alive. Because of this, the toboggan is not just a tool for transportation. It is also a way that indigenous communities preserve cultural knowledge, connect with their history, and maintain relationships with the land. The toboggan has also had a strong influence on the way many people experience winter today. When European settlers arrived in North America, they quickly learned that indigenous technologies like the toboggan were extremely useful in snowy environments. Because of this, settlers adopted the design and began using it for transportation, hauling supplies, and travel. Over time, the idea of a flat sled that could glide easily over snow inspired many different types of sleds today. Toboggans were even used historically for things like carrying mail, transporting goods, and helping explorers travel through northern regions. As time went on, the design also became popular for recreation. Today, sledding is a common winter activity across North America, especially for families and children. Many of the sleds people used for fun are based on the same basic design as the original toboggan. Even though most people think of sledding as a winter activity, the technology behind it came from indigenous knowledge and innovation. The toboggan is a good example of how indigenous inventions have shaped everyday tools and experiences that many people still use today.